Hi everyone, my name is Jeff Strauss, and thanks for taking the time to watch this video on mapping your developmental network, part of my Leadership Bootcamp series. You can find other videos and resources on important leadership skills and concepts on my website, jeffstrauss.net, which has links to my social media and Substack, where I write on a variety of topics, but mainly pertaining to leadership, organizational effectiveness, and workplace culture. I've been wanting to shoot this content for quite some time now, but really what impelled me to do it most recently was I was overhearing a conversation at a recent lunch one day about professional networking. And professional networking has mixed reviews, right? Some people think that it's a little cringe to do professional networking, it's self-serving, it's insincere. And other people think that it's really important. And I am in the latter group, right? I don't think it's who you know. I don't think it's what you know. I think it's who you know in life. And that's proven true time and time again. And I think maintaining a professional developmental network is really important. And in this series, in this particular presentation, I think you'll see why. So let's talk about what a developmental network is. A developmental network is a relatively small set of relationships that help you advance your career, get your work done, and provide personal and professional support and guidance. These networks are the next level of a mentoring relationship, which is itself an important relationship to have. So if you are a mentor, or you have had mentors in the past, it's great. If you don't, this presentation will help you get the skills together and the sort of the components together to find yourself a mentor. But developmental networks take that relationship up a notch by cultivating a small group of people that you can turn to for regular support and who have a genuine interest in your learning and development. Think of a developmental network as a personal board of directors. So why is building a developmental network important? First, a developmental network helps you keep up with changes in your field and helps you navigate workplace challenges. A diverse network can expose you to different perspectives, ideas, and experiences, and interacting with individuals from various backgrounds and industries can help you learn about new trends, best practices, and innovative approaches in your field. A well-connected developmental network can also provide you with access to resources like industry reports, research papers, tools, and software that can further your knowledge and skills. If you're on LinkedIn, you've probably seen someone with an open to work badge on their profile. Many job openings are not publicly advertised, and networking can give you access to the hidden job market. Your network can provide referrals, recommend you for positions, and connect you with potential employers. And on a personal note, I have actually gotten most of my jobs this way. Networking can also help you identify your skill gaps and find opportunities to enhance those skills. Learning from others' expertise and experiences can contribute to your personal and professional growth. An active participation in developmental networks, both online and offline, can increase your visibility within your industry. Sharing your expertise and contributing to discussions can position you as a thought leader and a subject matter expert. And connecting with other experienced professionals can provide valuable career guidance, insights into navigating challenges, and making strategic career decisions. And your professional network can open doors to collaborative projects, partnerships, and joint ventures. Collaborating with others can lead to the creation of innovative solutions and the expansion of your skill set. Sharing experiences, challenges, and successes can help you feel more connected and inspired to overcome obstacles, and a diverse network exposes you to individuals from different cultures, backgrounds, and perspectives, fostering cultural awareness and broadening your worldview. Developmental relationships can be with colleagues like your bosses, direct reports or peers, family members, community members, or people you've met at industry events or other interest groups. The key takeaway here is relationship building. Building and maintaining a developmental network requires effort and genuine engagement. It's not just about what you can gain from your network, it's also about what you can contribute to it by sharing your knowledge, your insights, and support with others. Check out the bootcamp section of my website, jeffstrauss.net, for a presentation on high quality relationships and how to develop them. All right, so we've discussed why it's important to build a developmental network. Now let's talk about some practical steps to get it done. The first step in mapping your developmental network is knowing yourself. If you don't know your own goals, your strengths and weaknesses, you won't be able to ask for and apply advice effectively, and you won't be able to be a support to others seeking a developmental network. Here's a few examples of some tough questions to ask yourself as you map your developmental network. I'm not going to go into detail on all of these, and this is certainly not an exhaustive list, but there's a theme here in this list, and that theme is asking yourself the tough questions to really understand what your goals and objectives are, what your strengths are, what your desires and interests are, because that will help you put together a genuine developmental network. The second step is to know your context. You have to know as much as possible about how to achieve your goal, whatever that goal is. For example, if your goal is a promotion, you need to know how the promotion process works and what the expectations are of you and who your advocates are who can assist in the process. Now you need to enlist developers. You'll want to develop alliances with people all over your organization at different levels to leverage their unique skill sets. A senior level person, for example, could help sponsor, promote, or coach you, whereas someone outside your org or team might help you navigate the political landscape at your company more effectively. And that's internally at your company, but external developmental networks, for example, people outside of your company can offer additional perspectives outside of the context that you're in, and those can glean very, very valuable insights. Let's talk about diversity again very briefly. So diversity in your developmental network is as important as diversity anywhere else in your team or company. Also, keep reciprocity in mind, right? I just spoke about how it's not only about what you can take from your developmental network, but also about what you can give to your developmental network. So you'll want to approach potential developers with a sense of how they might benefit from an association with you. Adam Grant, the author, professor, and organizational psychologist, wrote a book called Give and Take on the subject of reciprocity. It has some fascinating stories and insights. I recommend you give it a read. It's available on Amazon or anywhere books are sold. Again, it's called Give and Take by Adam Grant. And finally, regularly reassess your developmental network. As your career progresses or your goals change, so will your network. How often you revisit your network is up to you, but it's a worthwhile exercise to go back to the drawing board every now and again. I've mentioned this already, but it bears repeating. You should foster developmental networks in your own organization and on your own team. You're a role model and you'll lead by example by forming your own network, joining others' networks, and encouraging and coaching those you're charged with developing to leverage developmental networks for their own advancement, because it will enhance organizational performance, development of the org as a whole, but also developing those individuals who are in your charge, and that should be a pillar of your leadership framework. Next, you can leverage social networks to build your developmental network. LinkedIn is a gold standard, but other established communities like Facebook groups can be beneficial. Up-and-comers like the mobile-first Clubhouse are promising, and in-person communities through sites like Meetup provide opportunities for local networking. The social networks also offer the opportunity to expand your geographic horizons and the ability to interact with people in different countries with different cultures and different outlooks on your interests. So accompanying this video is a resource guide that you can use to help you map your developmental network, analyze it, and then put it into action. It contains information, exercises, and a list of references for further reading. You can find it on jeffstrauss.net in the bootcamp section underneath this video. A link is also in the description below this video on YouTube. And I just want to reiterate one point. It's the importance of building relationships and networking. And one other thing I mentioned at the beginning of this video, that I overheard this conversation on networking, and it sort of compelled me to do this presentation again. But the other thing, and the other thing that really compelled me to do it, was a fascinating book called Seven Rules of Power by Dr. Jeffrey Pfeffer. Dr. Pfeffer is a professor at the Stanford Business School, where he teaches courses on power in business. It's a fascinating concept and topic. And in Seven Rules of Power, rule number 5 is network relentlessly. And I found that particular rule, that particular chapter in his book, to be poignant and relevant to me at the particular situation I was in at that time. Matter of fact, it was so encouraging to me. I leveraged a couple of the strategies in that chapter, and that ended up being so successful. I actually sent Dr. Pfeffer a message on LinkedIn, thanking him for taking the time to write the book, and thanking him for the impact it had on me, that particular chapter, at least anyway. And Dr. Pfeffer responded, which was actually pretty cool. But I think, I was a person at one point that had a very idealistic view of the office, right? I didn't like, or the workplace. I didn't like politicking. I thought it was, like I said before, self-serving, and I thought it was a little bit, insincere. But in reality, the world works through relationships. It really isn't about what you know. A lot of it is who you know. And I can say that from personal experience. Very, very thankfully, most of my jobs have been being poached from one place to another because somebody knew me. And I'm sure many of you have the same exact experience. So, for those who are watching this video thinking, oh, I really don't want to network, it seems so disingenuous, et cetera, et cetera. I suggest you change your frame of mind a little bit, right? It's not necessarily about developing relationships with people to extract as much value as possible from them. A relationship is a two-way street. It's about building relationships where you can give what you can, and you can leverage the expertise and insights and knowledge of others that are in your network. It's really about a give and take, to use Adam Grant's title of his book again. So hopefully this short video, direct video, it's a little bit shorter than my other content, has been helpful to you. I really appreciate the time you've taken to watch this. If you found this content or any of my content helpful, please feel free to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It really does help keep me going with developing content. You can also check out my writing on jeffstrauss.substack.com. You have social media. It's Strauss on Leadership on Instagram. And you can find all of these links on my website, jeffstrauss.net. Thank you again for your time. I hope this video has found you well, and I hope that you can use it to your benefit.